I'm the natural person, I'm the living man. For the record, my name is Thomas Styron II. It is not the name you have attached to this case. I believe that's it's a state created entity, Your Honor. And I'm not, me being a living person. I don't. My name is in proper punctuation. I don't have a all caps name. So this is under the assumption that you guys have personal jurisdiction and subject matter jurisdiction over me, right?
Yes.
Here we go again, folks. Another sovereign citizen strolls into court thinking he's cracked the secret code to life. He starts off with the usual script. I'm a natural person. I'm the living man. My name's not in all caps. So this court has no jurisdiction over me. I mean, really? This guy's up against a judge, someone who deals with law for a living, and he thinks rambling about punctuation is going to win the day? If you're going to challenge the system, at least do some homework.
Good morning. 14B District Court is now in session. This is Magistrate Hillary Braley presiding. Okay, and I need you unmuted at the jail. There we go. Can I have your name, please?
For the record, my name is Thomas Styron II. I'm the natural person, I'm the living man. How we doing today, Miss Braley?
We are upright, if nothing else. So, okay. And you said your name is Thomas Styron.
The second.
The second.
And then I'm the natural person, the living man.
Okay, thank you for your patience there. We had a little bit of a kerfuffle. So,
No problem.
recalling case number 19S00472, that is the state of Michigan versus Thomas Ulrich Styron, the second, you said. And also calling 24W001025, that is the township of Ypsilanti, also versus Thomas Ulrich Styron. So state your name for the record.
So, for the record, my name is Thomas Styron II. It is not the name you have attached to this case is not me. I believe that's a state created entity, Your Honor. And I'm not, me being a living person. I don't. My name is in proper punctuation. I don't have a all caps name nor.
Okay, I'm going to cut you off right there.
Work first. The judge asks him, plain and simple, to state his name for the record. That's it. A 2-second question. But instead of just answering, he launches into this dramatic monologue about being separate from the state-created entity. You could almost see the judge holding back a smirk, because it's obvious. She's heard this exact nonsense 100 times before. And here's where the comedy kicks in. The judge announces the charges. Retail fraud and driving without a license. Straightforward.
Okay.
I don't have no contracts with the state of Michigan at all, period. And so I was wondering about personal jurisdiction and subject matter jurisdiction in regards to this.
Okay. And you can continue to wonder about those at the moment. What I am doing, you have a show cause hearing on the matter ending in 472, which is the retail fraud charge. I'm showing a balance of $210 on that. And then what you're being arraigned on, that is what I am here to explain the charge against you, is a citation issued on April 2nd, 2024 at 9:24 in the evening, that charges that you operated a motor vehicle on North Ford Boulevard at or near Russell Street with no license on your person. Do you comprehend the charge against you?
I do not. I don't even own a license. I canceled my license years ago.
Okay. So what you are being charged with is operating a motor vehicle without having a license on your person. So I'm not asking if you agree with this. I'm not asking if you have a license. I'm asking if you understand the words coming out of my mouth as far as what this charge is.
The charge is accused me of
having a
not
license.
having a driver's license on my person, correct?
Correct.
Well, from my understanding, I I need a driver's license if I'm in commerce. I was traveling home.
Okay.
I wasn't doing business at all. And also from my understanding, I don't need a license to do that.
And your overstanding is incorrect, sir. But we are not going to get into that.
Right? Not to him. He insists he can't be charged because he canceled his license years ago and was traveling, not driving. Traveling. According to him, unless you're hauling freight for a paycheck, you don't need a license at all. Let me stop right there. That argument never works. Ever. Courts have ruled on it again and again, and it's wrong every single time. But that doesn't stop sovereign citizens from recycling it like it's some magical get-out-of-jail-free card. And here's the kicker. He basically confesses. The charge is driving without a license. And what does he say? I don't own a license. I canceled mine. That's not a defense. That's an admission. It's like being charged with shoplifting and saying, I didn't steal anything today, but I did take something yesterday. The judge, though, she's a pro. She keeps her composure, explains the charge, and refuses to let him drag her into a debate about imaginary laws. When he presses about jurisdiction,
For now, you are saying that you have understood the words as far as not having a license on your person. It is a misdemeanor charge with a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or both.
So this is under the assumption that you guys have personal jurisdiction and subject matter jurisdiction over me, right?
Yes.
So
At this time, the court is going to set a pre-trial date for you. That will be before Judge Washington.
ma'am, can we prove the jurisdiction first before we go ahead with setting a trial for that entity or a pre-trial for that entity? I don't. Yeah.
I hear you. And at this point, you are appearing in front of the court. You have put your name on the record. And yes, we are setting a pre-trial date for you.
I did put my name on the record, and my name that I put on the record is not the same name that you have attached to that case.
And you can provide documentation of such at your pre-trial date, which is going to be June 26th.
So the documentation that I have published, recorded excuse me, sorry. The documentation I have published and recorded on the record, on the state of Michigan record, that says what I just told you, that I'm not who you have, that I'm not the name you have attached to that case, that's I need to bring that with me, is what you're saying? It being already recorded and on the state of Michigan records, not good enough?
Whatever documentation you have,
Mhm.
bring it with you to your pre-trial date. That is what I am telling you, yes. So, and again, that court date, June 26th? Okay, will be June 26th at 9 a.m. before Judge Washington. The court will enter that you are standing mute to all charges at this time.
So we're just assuming jurisdiction, though, correct?
Yes.
How? From
No.
my understanding, that
And
has to be proved before we even proceed with anything else. Am I wrong?
you are not correct. The court will also set a personal recognizance bond in this matter. Basically, you are promising to show up for that June 24th court date at 9 a.m. over Zoom before Judge Washington, where you will have your pretrial. Okay, so at this point, your hearings are concluded. You are free to stand up and tell the jail that you are finished.
So I need to be there under threat, duress, coercion of going to jail?
she cuts him off with a calm but firm, yes, we have jurisdiction. No hesitation, no patience for his word games. And let's be honest, That's exactly how these hearings should go. The more you let a sovereign citizen ramble, the deeper they spiral into nonsense. Now the judge moves things along. She schedules his pre-trial, explains the penalties, 93 days in jail, a $500 fine, and lays out his options. And what does he do? He doubles down. He wants proof of jurisdiction. He wants to argue about contracts. He wants to argue about names, anything except the actual charges in front of him. It's almost painful to watch. The law is staring him. In the face, the judge is giving him every chance to understand, and he's still clinging to the fantasy that saying, "I don't consent," will make it all vanish. But trust me, folks, we're just getting started. Because the real showdown comes when the judge finally shuts this whole routine down. The courtroom is supposed to be a place of order, a place where arguments are built on facts, not stubbornness. But this defendant, he turned it into a circus. The judge gave him rope more than once, hoping maybe he'd pull himself together. Instead, he used that rope to wrap himself tighter in defiance. Every interruption, every outburst, every sarcastic mumble was another nail in his own coffin. And you could feel the frustration in that room. The judge didn't come in looking to punish him. That wasn't the mission. What the judge wanted was control, a little respect, and just enough patience to get through the hearing. But when you're met with nonstop defiance, there's only one tool left: contempt of court, 93 days behind bars. And let's be clear, this wasn't about the original case anymore. This was about behavior, attitude, and the refusal to recognize the authority of the court. Here's the irony. Had he sat quietly, even reluctantly, this hearing would have been over in minutes. He could have walked out that same day, free to go about his life, free to fight his case another time. But instead, he chose to fight the judge directly. That's a battle no one wins. Judges don't back down in their own courtroom. They can't. The moment they lose control, the system unravels. And so, when push came to shove, the gavel came, down hard. Now think about that. 93 days is 3 long months. That's missed time with family, lost work, lost opportunities, all over a simple inability to keep his cool. And here's what makes it sting even more. Those 93 days don't solve his case. They don't fix the problem he came in with. All it did was add another mountain on top of the one he was already climbing. It's almost tragic, but it's also a warning. Court isn't the place to test your endurance. You don't get points for stubbornness. You don't out-talk. A judge, you don't wear them down. They will outlast you every time. And if you push them far enough, like we saw here, you won't just lose the argument, you'll lose your freedom too. So the question remains, was the judge too harsh? Or did this man write his own sentence with every word that came out of his mouth? That's for you to decide. But one thing's for certain. In a courtroom, silence can sometimes be your strongest defense.